Hello and welcome to Nightsky Sanctum, episode I don't know how many because we had a weird couple of days, a weird couple of weeks here. But thank you all for coming back to us. I think we're somewhere around episode 5 of the second season. Uh, Bear with us as we have been having just some minor technical difficulties getting started. But hopefully
An
you
important part of our routine.
exactly. Thank you, Combo to Wall, for the follow, and to all the others that gave us a follow this evening. We're creeping up on 700 followers, so thank you very much for that. Let's start by having everybody introduce themselves and what character they'll be playing tonight. We'll start with Morningstar.
Well, hello, my darlings. This is the part of the evening where I start introducing myself and my audio cuts out. So, enjoy my mouth moving as I let you know about Elise, who I shall be playing this evening. She is our Median Psyche. She looks like a human and she acts like the devil, doing whatever she wants, or, to be more specific, forcing others to do whatever she wants.
Megan.
I'm Megan. I play Seth. They look like whatever they want and do whatever they want. Did some major character acting last week and developed my own mucus. So we'll see how this week goes.
Well, thank you for the extra effort you put in during the off week. Anya.
Yeah, I'm Anya. I'm playing Hollis. She is a gob baba who is an easygoing deathling, just trying to dip her toes in the pool of the underworld.
Hell yeah. And Azaelin.
I am Azalin, and I am playing Yarrow, who is a Arcanist satyr who's a little mad, and a little unstable and reckless, and a couple other things. Well, creative as well. So we'll see what kind of madness she gets up to today.
Awesome. Awesome. Yep. And I think, yeah, we left off, and you guys had just finished one of, well, like 3 back-to-back epic undertakings, pretty much all of them directly against the Order while they were having while they were suffering the weakness of stretching themselves too thin. And the final thing that you did was to head to a faction called the Exiled and protect them from being overrun by the Order. And by popular demand, I am being forced to describe the new channel point rewards before we go any further. So we have a couple new rewards. One of them was inspired by the fact that arson is such an ongoing item here in our coven. So we now have a arson reward that you can use. It will, well, hopefully we'll see it in action. And the spotlight is gone. I'm reworking that. And the disco has been revamped. We also have some new things that are not on the list that I can play from my control booth. And there is one new item as well, which was inspired by now I'm blanking all of a sudden, but I feel like it was Seraphine Fellstar, but I could be blanking. But it is a button that you can press and type in the name of one of our player characters, and that will assist them in their current action by giving them a chance to have a flashback to they're either any time really before the present. So they could flash back to their youth to remember, like, let's say somebody's picking a lock, they might flash back to their youth and the first time they ever picked a lock, and the person who gave them some advice, and that advice is still ringing true to them, and gives them a little one die boost to their action without them having to spend any resources. So feel free to use that. I think it has a maximum of once per hour. So whoever has the channel points, which in our channel is called Essence, feel free to jump on those as soon as somebody's taking an action. But anyway, those should be a whole lot of fun. And I think we can get started on that. Is there anything in particular that the four of you want to do? I know you have some long-term projects that are getting very close to being wrapped up, but not quite. So if anybody wants to use any Fey fruits to try to polish off one of those, now would be a good time. Otherwise, we could jump into some gather information or anything else that you'd like to do during free play.
Well, I don't have any fruit, so I don't have that option.
I have fruit, but I'd rather be patient.
I am fruitless as well.
Fruitless.
I feel like I have a fruit. A singular fruit.
And you can also
Don't we have
pass.
some? Like,
What's-
doesn't the coven have some?
That's a good question. I'm not sure. You could check the coven sheet and see if there are any, like, in the vault or anything like that.
Get it over.
Don't know. I don't see it.
Or Fey
And
fruits.
of course, you can
Oh.
pass Fey fruits between characters. So if somebody wanted to use one, you could barter with another player character.
So if Hollis wants to take a fruit, I can edit the coven sheet. We can remove one.
Oh, no, I was fine. I was just wondering if we had some.
Okay.
If somebody wanted to do something. And we do.
So what long-term projects are we close on?
Oh, I'm not
are.
close on Power Word Die at all. Well, I'm not halfway yet. I'm 3 out of 8.
You'd need
We
a
are
crit.
currently 4 out of 6 on the redstone discovery.
Yeah, the big research task. Awesome. That's
And
close.
I am 5 out of 10 on the mushroom faction.
Nice. And I think Seth was working on an artifact.
Yes. Trying to find. I didn't save my notes from last time, so. I think all the research part for it is done. I think it's more so you and I have to work out the technical nature of
Yeah.
it to find out how many downtime actions and other kind of strength elements it's going to have. So I am behind on getting that all sorted out. That needs to happen.
Somebody said they're getting audio issues on the cast microphone, so I'm going to see if I can fix that.
The unwanted cast member audio issue. But Hermes joined us.
Yay.
Yes.
Okay.
Cuddly baby.
Burying her head into my hair.
Oh.
If I remember right, Elise left a calling card when you guys were swooping over the exiled and finishing your previous undertaking. Do you remember what that calling card was?
one of her red gloves.
Ah, okay.
Not the most useful calling card, but I figured a group of witches, one of them's going to know what to do with it.
Yeah,
These gloves
absolutely.
that she drops, like, does she just buy them in bulk?
Okay. So,
They're white when she gets them.
so unless anything else particular was going on, about 2 days later, you hear a whistling noise coming from your like dining area, the place where you eat, and then you hear a soft feminine voice say, "Yoo-hoo, is anyone home?" Uh, and the first person to peek into the room sees three shadowy figures that are translucent. You can pretty much see through them. You recognize the spell as I think something Yarrow can do, or I might be thinking of a previous character. The You can create an illusion of yourself to travel to other areas. So these are illusionary witches who have traveled here, and you can see that one of them is holding the glove in her hand.
Well, I knew that you would know what to do with that.
Uh, After a few minutes, everyone has joined the in the kitchen, or not kitchen, dining room, and the three women introduce themselves as members of the order who were sent to thank the mysterious coven that gave them the crucial edge in their battle against the order. And,
Hollis is disappointed they're not ghosts.
and they offer to host a feast in your honor back at their flotilla once you're all back at full strength. They're still repairing things, but they finally had a chance to, you know, come and say hi, meet the neighbors.
I like feasts.
So good to finally meet. We are so flattered that you'll want to throw a feast in our honor. Of course, we'd be delighted to attend. We couldn't possibly refuse, could we, darlings? Big rude.
Even if you're not ghosts.
Even if you're not ghost.
Could one of you roll a number of dice fortune roll equal to your current reputation score as a coven?
Let's see, our reputation.
Reputation is currently 3.
Yeah.
So a 3 die fortune roll.
I mean, we didn't get reputation last time, so it could be 4.
Oh, how close are you?
1.
Oh yeah, it's 4 then. And
I
you
should
can
think after all we did, we
Yeah.
got at least one reputation.
Yeah.
you can hear 4 or sorry, you get an additional 4. So 4 and then 4 dots.
So 8 dice.
No, 4 dice and then 4 dots filled in.
Oh, okay.
That'd
8 dice.
be
I was like,
amazing.
dang, that's the
Level
best
4
roll.
and 4 blips.
We'd still somehow only get a 3.
Actually, let's give you an extra die. Let's make it 5 dice. Considering what you guys just did for them. They probably spent some additional time researching your exploits.
Should our reputation be 4 or 5 in that case?
It should be 4.
Oh,
So a 5-die fortune roll.
Yes, please.
There you go.
Thank you. Dice are
Maybe.
loading. Loading. There they go. Some of the slowest dice ever. All right.
Oh, a 5 in there, yay.
All right. So, I think they know you as ambitious then, based on that roll.
I guess that's one way of putting it.
Yeah. It looks
it's
like
more flattering than knowing us as savage.
yeah.
Was
Or
it
brutal.
brutal?
Yeah, brutal, strange, and obnoxious.
Obnoxious.
Ambitious.
Maybe a little bit.
I'm sure the Order thinks so.
Yeah, they do now. Before they didn't think much of you at all. At least they're thinking about you now.
Ooh,
It's the thought
yay.
that counts.
If we ever get evicted from the island, we can live in their heads rent-free.
Okay. So yeah, that's how they know you. They seem to have knowledge of you that goes back a decent ways. They know your classic reputation almost as hunters of relics, and then they know some of your more recent exploits. But one of the things you notice almost immediately, as soon as the woman in the center is talking, is that her voice sounds eerily similar to Gaia's voice. And when you get close to her, and are able to see under her cloak, you see that she looks very, very similar to Gaia, just without any hint of Nereid heritage. Kind of a medium-colored skin, like a light brown skin, and yeah, but she looks eerily similar to Gaia.
Someone go get me the red stone.
There's the job.
Okay, do you want to dismiss them or try to get some more information from them? Ask them any questions?
Yeah, I would like to know why they think the Order decided to attack them at that moment, since they are supposed to be cool with them.
Yeah, that's a really good question. And I think that's gonna probably require an action roll to pry that information out of them.
Okay.
That's a little beyond what you think they might give you, but you know, if you word it just right and everything, you might be able to convince them that that they can give you that information. What do you think?
I guess a sway or a consort.
Yeah, I could see either. I think consort makes a lot of sense right now
Okay.
with the particulars of what's going on, and I'll give you a +1 die.
Okay.
Sorry, I don't know why these dice are taking forever to roll. Ooh! All right. Roll. Nice. Okay, so that's a
That was
complete
scary.
success. So, I think well, do you want to describe sort of how you go about asking that? Um,
Sure. I assume that Hollis is presenting herself as very on their side, very upset that the Order would, break its accords and things like that, if they had any idea of, what has shifted
mhm.
in the Order that, they would do this to them right now
Yeah.
against their own laws.
Um. Phaedra was the name of
Yeah.
Elise's
Mm,
rival.
my
So
dearest, oldest friend.
so they tell you in a very matter-of-fact way that Phaedra was arguing on their behalf and um, seems to be keeping the order at bay in some way, and she has withdrawn over the last few weeks. People have seen less of her, and apparently someone took advantage of that, of the fact that she was no longer arguing on their behalf, to probably make an attack that had been planned for quite a while and had just been pushed back and pushed back and pushed back. But there isn't anything in particular that they had done. No breaches from their side that they're aware of the accords that they had made with the order.
Hmm. Okay.
Although
Phaedra was always flaky.
there is the matter of a wild witch who had dealings with a lot of factions recently, who's gone missing, and it's been a worry for all of the different covens and congregations where she's going to show up next and what havoc she might cause. I'm trying to remember her name. She's in your prison cell.
As I say, this is the one that's in our prison.
I keep thinking Custard, but I know that's not right.
Definitely not custard.
No.
Clover.
Clover, that's it. Clover, almost as delicious.
Custard.
Well, what would they do to her if they had her?
Yeah.
What's the plan to neutralize or take care of, or what are they?
It very much depends on who got a hold of her, but if you mean the exiled specifically,
Yeah, the exiled specifically.
um, I think if they got a hold of her at this point, they would probably simply, try their best to convince her of a better course of action. But they probably would have up before the order took the action against them. They probably would have turned them over directly to the order.
Gotcha. Well, that seems a little hypocritical.
Well, they've been working with the order for the last 20 years or so to try to keep their ability to stay unbound. So that requires a bit of working within the system when it comes to things like that.
Well, the system seems to have ejected you now.
Absolutely.
Then, rather. As it always does with the downtrodden, when they're no longer useful.
Yeah. So yeah, every instinct in you is telling you that they're telling the truth about that. But yeah, they let you know about a particular boat that you'll find on the east side of the flotilla. Mention Captain B, and they will show you the way to to the main boat where the feast will be held.
Okay,
They can't be too careful with the recent issues.
understandable.
Must be cautious. The order has increased its ferocity.
Well, once they've gone, we probably should figure out something to do with Clover since they're just kind of sitting down there and we're just having to feed them. It's using up resources that, we don't need to be wasting.
Yeah,
Eh, we could just give them the children's
yeah.
Well, after all, we could kill her. Seems a bit messy, unnecessary.
I mean, we could hand her over to, who was it? The Vulture Rotary that wanted them, that said they were going to give us Fey fruit.
Yep, the Vulture Votary were willing to give Fey fruit. The Scarlet Incarnation has had dealings with them in the past, but they didn't give you any specifics about what they would offer, although it was implied that they would be turned over to the Order. The Exiled has now said that they will not turn them over to the Order. So yeah, those are the three sort of groups that you've had dealings with.
So, flashback to before they left. Would they be willing to give any sort of reward for their capture and uh, return
Yeah, I think
in the river?
Don't want to do it out of the goodness of your heart, dog.
I mean, yeah,
well,
but Fey fruit is good too.
they tell you that they have a long-standing rule that rewards are absolutely given when they are earned, and that they expect for but they expect a proper negotiation. They love to chat and they love to barter. So yeah, anything you sort of bring to the table with regards to bartering leverage, they would very much appreciate. But they also they make it clear that they are looking to give you a gift in recompense for your helping save them from the Order recently as well. So, yeah, anything you want to do that'll sort of sweeten that will probably increase the value of whatever it is they end up being willing to part with for you.
Well, maybe we just take her with us to the feast.
It seems nice. Lovely thing to do. That way we don't get stuck and we further let these exiles know that we are on top of every single problem that they have.
Yeah.
Exactly.
They'd have probably brought you a bounty to entice you over back to their flotilla as it was, but they can't bring anything to you in that form. And there's no way they would get through your security otherwise.
Okay, let's go to a feast.
We'll get
Yes.
some grub.
If you
Sure
would.
that we have the right feasting ensemble.
Would you all like to do this as a negotiate undertaking?
Yeah,
Pretty much have all the requirements.
let's do it.
Okay.
Sounds smashing.
Right. Let's get our engagement roll then. They are tier 4, so they are significantly higher tier than you.
Someone remind me at the end of this that I need to dedicate my downtime to learning the rituals so that we can finally be tier 3.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. It's gonna be a 2-die engagement roll. Slow, heavy dice. There you go. Wow, okay.
Right.
So, yep, that's
Always happy to see a 6.
all right. So when you, I assume you're bringing your boat over to their flotilla. Are the 4 of you going?
Oh, I am definitely going for food.
Okay. In that case, the 4 of you pull up in your boat to the boat that she describes to you. It's got a green racing stripe down the side, and it's flying a exiled flag, which kind of looks like a skull and crossbones without the skull, and black instead of red. And as soon as they see you, one of them recognizes you, and you don't even end up having to say a word to them. They drive their boat forward, and you see that they were sort of blocking a path between 2 larger boats. And as they move to the side, one of them winds something up and throws it into your boat. Um, and when it lands with a thud, you recognize the thump instantly. Uh, there are 4 fey fruits inside.
Oh, goodness.
Um, and you see uh, the person who's piloting the boat, who issued the orders, has a huge gash on the side of their head, and they point at Elise and point to their head and say, "If it weren't for you showing up when you did, it would have been a killing blow from the Red Watch."
Goodness. I
So,
hadn't been aware they were so bloodthirsty. Truly. It is fortunate that we showed up when we did.
so he sort of salutes you and drives his boat to the side and says to just head on through. So you travel down this corridor. You're sort of shielded from overhead. There's all this decking laid down between the boats, and you're able to drive your boat in very slowly down the corridor until you make it to what looks like a yacht, but probably rather older model. And it has a small dock that you're able to dock your boat at. And you recognize 2 of the hooded figures just inside the door as the 2 members of the exiled that didn't speak much. You see light glinting off of one of them as they're wearing some jewelry that's catching the light. And as they move around, you can hear like coins bouncing off of each other, and they come to greet you at the door. And, she holds her hand out to whoever gets out of the boat first.
I imagine Elise would have no qualms with being the first out of the boat.
Okay.
Imagine she's quite eager.
She takes your hand and grips it solidly and tells you her name is Ravenna. And you
Lovely.
hear the coins clatter all along her chest. You see the robe kind of is open a little bit, and you can see she's wearing sort of Romani-esque uh, dancing dress, and she has a bandana that just the tail of it is sticking out from around her neck. And she's giving you a little bit of fortune teller vibes. And she ushers you all in, making a metal clattering sound as you walk past. And now that you're in the light and seeing Captain B in the flesh, it's absolutely uncanny. There is no way she is not related to Gaia. But this is the first anything you've ever heard about or thought about that.
I guess the rest of us have to get out of the boat now.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm cool following up
I mean,
the.
You could stay there
Behind
the
everybody.
entire session if you'd like, darling. There's no rules.
Zeph wants food.
Well,
Yarrow's planning on Darkwing ducking it and just like just around in the corners and the shadows with her little cape until she gets to some food.
well, she points up a staircase, really thin, narrow staircase that leads up to the main deck. So anybody that's going for food, you just head straight up those stairs.
Well, I guess I'm going to stay with our prisoner until we
Oh,
have
good point.
somebody
Yes.
talk to us about that.
How do you
I'll
have
stay with
her?
Hollis in case they need backup.
How do you have her imprisoned? Is she cuffed or?
Probably like hands and feet kind of shackled to her waist. And then I have like almost a leash type thing because I'm very short. And I'm just kind of pulling it over my shoulder, tagging her along behind me.
All right. Ravina stops you, and she's like, "How did you possibly manage to do this that quickly?"
Magic.
I'll never tell.
um, in that case, she says she'll need to take her immediately to a safe place, um, and if you're willing, and then she'll let everybody know.
I think she's fine. She can stay with me. And I look at her like, if you embarrass me.
Okay. Do you want to make a roll on that?
Sure.
Elise, you wanna, or anybody else wanna pull an assist or anything on that?
Yeah, I'll assist Hollis.
What are you doing?
Um,
Or have you been one of the jailers? Coming to check on her and things like that?
yeah, I think Zeph with the whole shape shifting, I'm sure they can be using that as like an intimidation factor.
Yeah, Seth is bad cop and I'll be good cop.
Nice.
And I'll have
a
like
bad
been
smelling cop.
sneaking her like chocolate and, things to make her happy.
Okay.
Zeph just like lops in half a fish. Like, I guess.
So I guess that would be kind of like a command roll.
Sounds good. And if Steph is assisting, that's 1 willpower from Steph, and that gives you an extra die.
Okay, can I spend willpower and get another extra die?
You can get increased effect, but you can't get
Okay,
the second die.
I'll get increased effect.
All right, I'm gonna say that's I'm gonna say this is risky, but now you've got it up to greater effect plus 1 die.
Okay.
Just because, she still has wild magic at her
Yeah.
beck and call. Oh no!
Ah.
Okay. I think she's freaking out a little bit because she doesn't know what's gonna go down with the exiled. Um, she
I mean, I
knows,
told her they were the nicest option.
yeah. And yeah, maybe she still doesn't trust, and the good cop, bad cop routine just doesn't work on her this time now that she's sort of out in public. And she just, her body goes completely rigid, and you see ice start forming all around her clothing and skin, and you can hear the water outside starting to freeze. And like a little drop of sweat runs down your head and it freezes to your cheek. And you're like, okay, this is gonna be bad.
All right, maybe they should take her.
Okay,
Can I get Ribbert to shift into one of those frogs that have a pair of I can't talk, paralytic agent and bop him on her
Oh,
face.
okay. Yeah. We could say that's a freebie. Yeah, Ribbert leaps up and delivers paralytic venom, just as you hand them off to the exiled. And you see them getting a like reaching into a little basket, and you see them reaching in like they're about to get some of this red powder. And as soon as the frog jumps on her face, they're like, okay. Oh, we don't need to do anything too excessive then. And she just, after a few seconds, she collapses to the ground, and all the ice starts to melt.
I'll tell them to
And
be nice to her, that she is a nice person. She's just scared and angry.
And yeah, Ravenna kind of slumps her over one shoulder and uh, carries her into a back room rather than up the stairs. She says, I'll return these cups to you once we have her in our care. Once you, those of you who were heading up for food, as soon as you get to the top of the stairs, it's a relatively solemn looking feast, because people are pretty badly injured. It looks like the worst of the damage, gunshot wounds, and sword attacks and things like that have been healed with some magic, but there probably just wasn't enough essence to go around for everybody that needed healing. So you have a lot of people who are hatched up so they can move around and things like that, but they're not healthy.
Well, perhaps we should help some of them.
How many died?
Of course,
Well,
that's where Hollis's mind goes.
uh, say they haven't done a full they haven't searched the waters to be 100% sure. They only know of one person who definitely died and is still aboard. And it's yeah, it was a relatively or a very important person amongst their group. They think that it might have been the target of the person the order was trying to get. Went down fighting.
That's too bad.
It's too bad that none of us are exactly capable of bringing people entirely back to life.
Yeah.
It's like, can
Although, who
Yarrow
would
just
think of
use
a zombie?
alacrity and alacrity everybody a plate to eat real quick? Here, fill your tummies. That makes you feel better, right?
Yeah, so they were all waiting on you all as the guests of honor to begin eating. So as soon as Yarrow comes up there and makes a beeline for the table, yeah, you want to get food for the rest of the coven, or
Everybody.
for everybody? Okay.
Literally everybody. Here, I'll just use alacrity so it all appears, and I get everybody way too much food. Way too much.
Awesome. Yeah. So a whole lot of like fresh food. It appears to have been summoned. It's far too fresh to be to have been like picked.
Shipped.
Especially since it's out here on the ocean. But yeah, you get plates and dish them all out. It takes you 3 quick trips, but only about 5 seconds in total. And everybody has overflowing plates.
That's better than Hogwarts. Yarrow literally digs in and gets mashed potatoes all up on her.
Elise just sort of looks at the plate confused.
I
Just
literally
thought to-
just gave Elise one big pile of mashed potatoes and that's it.
Does she look like the kind of woman who eats carbs?
No.
Well, Elise is on a liquid diet of martinis and scotch.
Well, there is a full bar.
She's far more important.
Judging from the fact that there are no labels on the bottles, you assume that they are all summoned or created as well. But as soon as you start tasting things, you're like, I think Yarrow has done minor creation before, and there are like sort of hallmarks of like, there are certain things that people like forget about when they're making something. Well, whoever's casting this spell is sort of a connoisseur. They're making sure that everything is perfect, so it doesn't lack the little things that you usually see with minor creation. It's got all the bells and whistles, so the scotch tastes aged and things like that.
So they're a foodie
Yes.
and an alcoholic.
Yeah, exactly. So whoever is summoning this food knows what they're doing. They've eaten the best, and they're able to recreate it pretty well.
What a treat. Because I do not drink anything below the top shelf.
Yep, everything is top shelf except the stuff that's specifically supposed to be the things that so many people like that they don't like creating because they're garbage, but
Absolute rhythm.
yeah, but enough people want them that they have to make case after case of them. So yeah, you see, the wounds are not severe, but it is kind of putting a damper on everything. People reaching for a rack of lamb and then wincing as, their shoulders half out of socket and, things like that. So it's like it's a weird kind of feast.
Well, are there any who are more notably injured than others?
Yeah, well, you see the gent that was captaining that small craft from earlier. He has finally made his way to the feast. He's got some exposed skull from his head wound.
Well, I would like to use Healing Glow and see if we can fix some of that up for him.
Okay. Do you want to get like a certain number of the most wounded people? For one essence, it would be one person, but for two essence, it'd be three people. Three essence is like 7 people. Four essence is 13 people, and so on. So if you wanted to do literally everybody that's injured, it would be 5 essence.
Well, then, let's spend 5 essence and heal
Wow.
everybody up.
Awesome. Can you make a focus roll? That's
Yes,
just so we can see what kind of how it goes down. Normally it doesn't require a roll, but you can't really fail it. It's just to give us
But I have one to roll today, so.
nice.
Well, seems like it's probably going to work out.
Oh, that was so close to a crit. Awesome. Okay, great. So, yeah, do you want to describe what that looks like? You're summoning a whole lot of energy.
Yes, so, at least looking around at all of the down faces and injured, exiled, makes a point to get their attention, just to lure them closer, in the hopes of getting everyone else's attention as well, so that they witness as she takes a long drag on her cigarette holder, fills her lungs, and then expels the smoke, seemingly endlessly,
Yeah.
as it winds through all of those who have gathered round, injured, and seeks to find entrance through their noses or mouths. And managing to do so, starts to very swiftly fix their injuries at Lucius' expense, but
Yeah.
seems like an investment.
Awesome. So yeah, you see virtually everybody that you had seen any physical wounds on. You watch as they close up, and all anyone is left with is some of the most grievous wounds are only left with minor scarring.
The one time secondhand smoke is good for you.
If that would ever happen, you knew it'd be Elise.
Your healing went so well, I didn't have to. I was gonna offer to shapeshift into like a horseshoe crab because like their blood's all
Ooh,
healthy for
yeah.
everybody. But
Nice.
Well, they got dinner and a show.
Yes, well, they got mashed potatoes in a show.
Yes.
All right,
Mashed
now I
potato.
need a drink. So Elise goes off to the bar to get a martini. Wait, no, a Manhattan.
Ooh. Apropos. Okay. After the meal concludes, a lot of the pretty much everybody wants to come up and shake your hands, or bow to you, or any number of other positive gestures. And
Look at when they bow.
yeah. um, you're hearing so many people's names and what they do that eventually it all just sort of fades together. But if you're looking for any kind of like particular type of witch, you probably met one today. So if anybody wants to get a particular contact, it's sort of just a low level exiled contact, everybody can take one. Basically, somebody you took a liking to, of a particular grimoire.
Cool.
So
I
just
always enjoy meeting other Babas.
all right. So Anya met a Baba, and you want to choose a name?
Not right this second.
Okay. Elise, who'd you meet?
I'm not entirely certain. I'm thinking I could. I think Elise would certainly be interested in sort of connecting with an empath, likely,
Oh, okay.
just out of curiosity.
Yeah. Okay. Um, if you'd like, Ravina, sorry, is an empath.
Astonishing. I'm going to have to write this in my notebook somewhere because I've run out of contact space.
Megan?
I think Seth would enjoy having a fellow shifter contact to learn
Ooh,
from. I'm trying to play
okay.
Seth as though they're socially awkward
Yeah.
and like socially inept, so being animals for the majority of their existence. So English isn't their strong suit, so they're just like, oh, other fish, or like some weird octopus arm handshake, or
Nice.
just someone to hang out with. Less words, just more emotions.
All right, Yara?
No words, just goblin energy.
Hmm.
I suppose that's for the gobs.
Just crab brain goons and shape shifting. That's all we care about here.
Mm.
And I think Yarrow wants to find a storm witch to get to
Ooh.
know to maybe help with their science experiments.
Does water work for you as far as their primary element?
Water or lightning, because we're mainly looking for something to power things, but water can work as well.
I mean, we do have someone who knows how to wield lightning. That's part of our coven, technically.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you have a name, Gavin, for the contact that Sep's gonna make, or do you want me to make one up?
Yeah, you can make one up. For people asking about everyone has fully recovered. Megan, full
Yes,
recovery?
I am okay. I took a test on the weekend. I don't have the plague, so
They
everything's good.
still do have a bit of a cough, but they are
I have
Aw.
a
much
little bit of
better.
a cough. I'm trying to mute, so if I cough in the microphone, I'm very sorry, but I'm trying my best to mute. But I am good, other than a nasty sounding nose and a little bit of a Tallulah Bankhead voice. I'm doing okay.
You say that like it's a downside.
All right, that was for Kurobanwa, who was wondering if you were okay.
I appreciate you asking if I'm okay. Thank you. That's very considerate. Thank you, Carabanwa.
Okay, yeah. Anybody who wants to throw out a name or anything for their new contact, just let me know.
That's the hardest part for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For the names. Like, it's got to be a good one.
There's
I'll
a
do.
2d6 chart in the back of the game book for witch names and mundane names. Sorry.
I think I want to name my Storm Witch Nahi. I don't know why. It just sounds fun.
How do you think that would be spelled?
Nehi,
Okay.
maybe? That looks good.
Oh, a
It looks-
Mormon. A Mormon storm witch.
That would be interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, we should go on a quest to find the golden tablets. Oh, no. Sorry.
Summon the spirit of Brigham Young.
I'm gonna make my contact's name Coral. So like a combination of well, yeah, or Corral. So a combination of Carol and Coral.
Okay. Cool.
Surprised you didn't just go with Coral.
Yeah. Well, it's basically Coral except spelled with a K. So
Ah.
can't English today. Can't figure out pronunciation.
Okay. So after all of them filter out, you end up back in the same room, or back in that room with the three robed figures, Ravenna, Captain B, and a third person, a gentleman who hasn't done much speaking throughout the day and evening. But he does hand Hollis back all of the shackles that you had on Clover.
Is she okay?
He just nods and then takes a step back. They sit down across the table from the four of you, and they all put their hands up on the table, and it looks like it's negotiating time.
But
Let's do it.
So if
Give me all
you,
your favorites.
I mean, that is a really simple answer, but it's not that bad. You can also do flashbacks if you want to know sort of the kind of stuff they might have as far as their, things that are known to the public. Any
Sure,
like
yeah.
research that you might have done.
What kind of magical items they have?
Yeah.
Mythical components they might have.
Yeah, mythical components they are pretty well stocked on. So, yeah.
Lost in Japan 14. Thank you for the follow up.
Yes, thank you. So yeah, who wants to make a roll on that, or maybe a group action? You guys spent a little time researching before you came out here.
I don't hate that idea. That sounds good.
Yeah, Yarrow might have sent Jean to do some recon.
Okay. What action do you want to use for that?
That would probably either be like a study or a survey.
I would say study.
Yeah.
you want to bring in any NPCs to help?
Mm,
Maybe our library person.
Quinn.
Yeah,
Yeah.
one person can make use of Quinn for an extra die.
Does anybody have a 0 study?
No, I have 1, thank goodness.
Yeah, it's
I
fine.
have 3.
I
Wow.
have 3, so someone else can take her.
Okay. Azia, when you take her, and I'll do the low roll for today.
They're like, quick, Quinn, get on my shoulders. Hold on to the horns. Let's go. Studying.
Who's doing? Who's leading the group action?
I can lead, I guess.
Okay.
So,
All right. Anya's 1 die. Ooh, a 5.
Oh,
We all
fives
got the
across the
exact.
board.
that's pretty good. 5s across the board.
I
Wow.
think we should get extra points for being all in sync.
Yeah. Awesome.
Sorry, is it 1 or 2 willpower that I end up using because of the leading the group action?
It's 1 to lead, and then 1 for every 1 through 3 that's rolled. But you don't have to worry about that since everybody rolled a 5.
Perfecto.
All right. So recap spin combo. I still don't know how those work. All right. Okay. On a 5. Yeah, they are they have a basically a museum of mystical or mythical components. Everything from Barghest's teeth to phoenix feathers to dragon bits. So those are definitely all on offer. They are extremely well known for being precognitive. So they tend to be able to see other factions' plans before they come to fruition. So that can be useful as far as getting some knowledge from them. But I would say none of their artifacts are very well known to you.
I
Well,
would say,
go ahead.
well, I just think it's important that we stress that our primary concern is ensuring that the order does not come back and conquer. So,
Mm-hmm.
whilst we must discuss, well, I'm sure the rest of the government would like to discuss rewards. I think we also need to spend some time to discuss what we're going to do to keep you safe.
Awesome.
But first, let's discuss the rewards. just for Hollis and Yara's safe's sake.
Mhm. So they sort of open negotiations with um, 12 Fey fruit in total and access to 6 levels of mythical components. Of your choice, of course.
So I was thinking something for Yarrow to make a really cool wand with would be sweet. And some really cool mythical beast component so Seth can shapeshift into more mythical creatures.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You are all
I got
lacking.
anything there.
Yeah, you are all lacking in mythical components. So yeah, that
And I'd be happy to take any bones that they might have of people who could be useful so I can speak to the dead.
hmm. Ooh. Um it would be they have a pinky bone of a member of the order that
Ooh.
they covertly dispatched about 10 years ago, and they have been reticent to do anything with it on the off chance that it was enchanted. But because it's been over 10 years, and because you made specific mention of bones, it is brought back to their memory that they have it, and that could be useful to you.
Sure.
Well, why don't we do a like no stakes sort of negotiation roll and see if you're able to talk them up above the what was it, 17 levels of stuff they're willing to give you. Everybody can use whatever they think is appropriate, so it won't really be a group action. Who wants to go first and sort of make their argument?
This is Yarl's worst area. Any kind of negotiation
Mm-hmm.
and speaking eloquently.
Maybe you should go first then.
Yeah, it's like I'll go first, and maybe I can just focus really hard and try to make the right move.
Yeah, I mean, you could show off your abilities and basically say how much of an asset you are, and you can talk about the fact that didn't you do a power word or a word of power to assist when you guys were taking down the order here?
I probably did because I've been word of power and just willy-nilly all over, so I wouldn't doubt it. But yeah, I can either that or I can just alacrity all over and keep circling them. Like, well, this is always useful, right? I can be a messenger.
All right, yeah, you can go ahead and make that roll.
I'll focus really hard on my negotiation. Jarl's gonna get a headache. Hey, a partial success.
Okay, who's next?
I guess I can try to go up next. I'm
Okay.
probably in the same boat, like what I said earlier about Seth and the social ineptitude,
Right.
just like real life.
I would never be able to tell.
um, so I think I'll do focus as well because I would like to try to do essentially charades. So how you were saying show off something, so I could either fully or partially transform into the silver wing and then just kind of be like,
Ah, cool. Yeah, that makes sense.
so I think I should probably pop an essence for that, just because I'm gonna do a form.
Okay.
And then I will roll. I'll make that a focus because I'm trying really hard because Seth cannot English or whatever they're gonna speak. Oh, 5. That's not bad.
All right. That's 2 partial successes. Who wants to go next to last?
Yeah, I will do that.
Okay.
I am thinking what I will do is, since I'm asking for bones,
Mm-hmm.
maybe see if they would let me, speak with the dead with their one dead higher up,
Okay.
and see if I can get some piece of information that they want or need and give
Yeah.
that to them.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds good. What are you gonna use for that?
That would be a focus
Okay.
roll. And I'm gonna take some willpower to get an extra die.
Okay.
I gotta find my mouse.
Rolled a little faster that time. Ooh, almost a crit. Awesome.
Almost.
Okay. Yeah, they will take you to the back after this is done and let you commune with their elder. All right. And then all eyes turn toward Elise.
Well, Elise has absolutely no interest in any sort of reward or negotiation. But I do think it might make sense for her to perhaps be a bit pushy about them providing her more information about their connections with the Order and
Sure.
potentially the aftermath of the powder. Things that she considers of vital information to maintaining their safety.
Okay.
So I figure it might make sense if Elise sort of not quite makes a threat on her behalf like she usually would, but
Mm-hmm.
perhaps informs them very strictly that if they do not cooperate, they cannot guarantee that we will be here next time the Order tries this.
Right. Yeah. Awesome. What do you want to use for that command?
I assume so. I mean, everyone's going with their
Makes
strengths.
sense, yeah. Anything you want to do to boost it? Fey bargain or willpower?
I'll spend a bit of willpower.
Okay.
I'm right now. Actually, I was thinking. It's been we've been playing for a while. I don't think we've ever done a row with Flair.
Oh, that's true. Nobody has done roll with Blair yet. That's true.
I think it might make sense for Elise to attempt to be a bit of commanding, perhaps after expelling a bit of smoke into the room.
Right, we have an
Down and talk
assistance
with me.
flashback. Thank you, Bloody Rose White Wolf has called for Morningstar to have a assistance flashback for this action.
I
How do we do an assistance flashback for this action?
So, maybe you have seen the way the Order, when they get someone or something in their sights, how they will not stop until they get what they want. So maybe you have some personal experience with that. Maybe an ally or a rival that you've dealt with in the past. Maybe it was
There could be
personal.
something too about the fact that we were in that guy's office. Like maybe Elise remembers seeing some paperwork or something.
Ooh, yeah.
Would be interesting, yes, a little bit of a flashback to Sharp's office. Where I mean, certainly we have all sorts of reasons why there would be
Mm-hmm.
some kind of indicator there. Although that doesn't provide much character backstory.
Yeah. Anything that gets your, Elisa's juices flowing that would help her really drive the point home that this is what's happening. But yeah, you're right. You can go deeper into your own backstory if you'd like. You can take it any direction that you feel comfortable.
Perhaps a rational backstory might be that Elise. It's a bit of a loss. But finding something in Sharp's room does make sense. I think that's a good one.
Yeah. A wanted poster of Captain B with some extra information scribbled in the margins
Oh,
about
that's
the
very
fact
interesting.
that that the fight will continue. You know, what do you
He's
think?
drawn a silly mustache on it.
Scribbled out a few of the teeth.
Mm.
Actually, that's just black lipstick it's smeared on. Well, I think that makes sense then. Yes.
Okay.
But if we are doing that, I suppose the flare doesn't make much sense as well.
The what?
Utilizing a flare as well probably is not sensible in this instance.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So what do one of these backstories mean? Is that an extra die? Is
Yeah,
that an
+1 die.
increased effect?
Or you can restore 2 willpower if you were already going to use a, willpower boost.
I suppose it's about the same. It all works
Yeah,
out to the same thing.
yeah.
All right. Well then, yes. We saw a wanted poster in Rowan Sharp's office, and we know just how much they have, well, just how long they have been planning to do this. They will not let up. They
There's
will not become peaceful again. And we need to be able to protect the exiled. Because if they fall to the order,
be the end of
both
everything.
could be. Let's see if I can convince them. Oh, I convinced them well.
Oh, that was almost 3 sixes. But that's a crit.
I think 2 is enough. I'm
Awesome.
happy with 2.
Yeah. Okay. And yeah, thank you for that bonus die because that would not have been a crit otherwise. Awesome.
Indeed, it would have only been a success, and
Yeah.
really, that's not good enough, is it?
So I think as soon as before you're even finished talking, B produces something from her robes and rolls it across the table to you. It is a large gemstone, and as soon as you have it in your hand, you feel a instant connection to a nearby location. It seems like this is sort of a waypoint stone that you can use with one of your coven rituals to teleport back here at a later time.
Well, perfect.
Ooh.
Then we will be able to rush to defend should the order wish for round 2.
Yep. So
Wise decision.
that's Coven's. What is that ritual called?
Covenstead Bridge.
That's it, Covenstead Bridge. So yeah, that's the bonus, and I'm gonna say that increases it to 20 total reward levels.
Nice.
And they take you into the inner sanctum to let you choose what exactly those will be. And I think we will take a quick break, and then we'll come back with the spoils of war. We'll be right back. Hello again. Welcome back to Nightsky Sanctum. Oh, hang on. Everybody else but me is frozen. There we go. All right,
It's
everybody.
Clover all along.
Yeah. All right. Okay. We were looking over the payouts, which are in the manuscript version of the Children of Midnight Coven booklet. And we were talking about the fact that since this is a faction of wild witches, they have the rare ability to impart knowledge of lesser and greater rituals upon our coven. So, if anybody wanted to go there. But you guys have 20 levels of payout, which is massive. 15 levels can get you a tier 5 artifact. Um, yeah. No, 18. Sorry, 18 levels. But anyway. So, what are you all thinking of as far as the biggest part of your payout? I remember somebody mentioning mythical components.
Yeah, Yarrow wants to make a wand, so she wants something pretty powerful for a wand.
Okay. Let me grab those real quick. The mythical components there. I missed the combo. That's what happens when we have a laggy computer. Okay, let me grab this list of mythical components real quick. Okay. Among the tier 5 mythical components are Dragon Fangs, the canine tooth of a werewolf, the eye of a lich, or the fist of an archdruid. Or
I think Yarrow wants dragon fangs, because arson.
um, and then going beyond that would be like a unicorn horn or a pouch of Kraken ink. Things
Yeah, that
like
was gonna.
that.
Yeah, I'm like Kraken ink. That sounds fun.
Hmm.
I want to see stuff be a full-on Kraken.
Yes, I suppose if they had Kraken ink, they could turn into.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But then we must get you Kraken ink, darling.
So a tier 5.
Stuff just does like a like perfume, like dun, 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 dun.
A tier 5 would cost you 5 of those 20 levels. So however you guys want to break them down. I recommend going for the biggest items first, and then whatever's left over, maybe grab Fey Fruit.
Yeah, so maybe like a dragon tooth and some Kraken ink and what's the next ritual that we need to get our coven to tier 3?
The rite of... Let's see, it's Becoming, Enlightenment, Awakening might be the next one.
So we have knowledge, and that's the only one we have.
That's it. It upgrades every level. So,
Okay, so what comes after knowledge?
Ah, well.
knowledge, yeah,
So
power.
we'll
Right, power. The tier 3 right. Sorry. Having to scan through a PDF. Is...
like becoming, knowledge, enlightenment, awakening, ascension.
I think they should be in order. So it's the rite of becoming is when you become tier 1.
Or do we want like write the patron dedication one so when that happens we'll be able to do that
Yeah.
more easily.
So the tier 3 one is the rite of enlightenment.
Okay.
We certainly do need to level up because we've been lingering at the
Languishing.
gates of tier 3
Yeah.
since, was it last season?
Yeah, since last season,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Overdoable.
So for those 2 mythical components, that would be 11 levels. And
What if we wanted both rituals, patron dedication and rite of enlightenment,
yeah,
awakening?
that would be a total of 15. That leaves you 5.
Do with 5.
So with 5, you could do. Actually, as a freebie, I'm also going to give you guys. ChiliCo214 is now following us. Thank you so much, ChiliCo. Very cool name. Very chilly name. I'm gonna give you guys a free status increase with the them, so you can increase their status by 1 level on your
Okay.
coven sheet. For 5 or fewer, you could get a expert level contact, which is the level above ally.
Yeah.
You could get 5 Fey fruits. You could get various charms that add up to 5. You could get new personal assets, new coven assets. Let's see. And a new greater ritual. That would be 5 as well. We have another new follower, Undead Poetess. Very good one. Hollis has a new friend, and they could also help you get a coven upgrade. Those are worth 5 as well, if there's a particular upgrade you're looking for. They could also give you the design for a tier 5 artifact, so that you could build one yourself. Up to tier 5, of course.
Well, I'm open to anything.
Well, if we don't want to do like both rituals because we can't afford it, basically, why don't we do the upgrade one, and then we'll get the patron one when it comes time when we've actually found a patron that we want.
Makes
No,
sense.
we can afford it.
Yeah, you can.
We just have another 5 points to win.
Oh. I like the idea of an expert for the coven.
Yeah, that
Because then
would
if
be
we
really
want
neat.
to do research or, you know, all that good stuff that we like to do, we can have an expert to
Yeah,
help us do it, get extra dice.
I think the most likely... Sorry, I lost my pen, so I'm going to be off camera for a split second. Trying to push... I fell down between the...
To get you a cup of pins for your desk
Fell
so this
down
doesn't
between
happen
the
again.
cushions. The... Probably the best expert would be Rowena, the empath, as a precognitive to give you information before you guys do any particular undertakings. You could consult with her.
We could have our own oracle.
Yeah.
I like that.
And since you have
That's
easy
super
access to
useful.
their coven stead
Mm-hmm.
through teleportation, yeah, that could come in very handy.
Cool. All right. So then for the coven sheet, I can't put the +1 in the box. It won't let me for some reason.
Okay. Do the single, not the comma, but like, you know how there's like the double quotes and then the single quote? If you do the
Uh-huh.
single quote, then +1, it'll go. Google Sheets is weird. They're releasing the Kraken
Okay,
in
that
our
worked.
chat.
They are releasing the crowd.
All right, so enlightenment, next one, correct?
Yep.
Okay, and then on a separate line, we are getting patron dedication. All right. And then a dragon's tooth and some Kraken ink and an expert.
That's to me. Well, there. Waste that truth.
And by the
It's actually
time
just these seven.
What was the name of the contact?
Ravina, Rivena. She's also Elise's empath contact. So
I spelled it wrong.
that's okay.
Spelled it like the Roman city, so
I keep trying to say it Rowena instead of Ravina. That's the person who...
Ravenclaw.
Yeah, Ravenclaw, exactly. Right. So, undertaking complete. They leave the table happy, and you all do as well, getting everything that you wanted and more.
or at least setting the groundwork for what I'll figure out.
Girl instantly has a notebook out and starts making calculations to make a wand.
Nice. Okay. Do you all want to return back to your Covenstead and draw down the moon, or do something else while you're still here?
Well, I want to actually inquire with someone, not certainly, probably one of the three with whom we spoke.
I'm having a little bit of
Regarding-
a hard time hearing you.
Ah, sorry, darling. I shall lean closer to my microphone, like we're doing an ASMR.
Thank you.
I think before we leave, we should inquire after the health of those who were, well, unfortunate enough to have inhaled some of that powder.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's a really good
I would
point.
like to know what sort of effects it had on those who
Yeah.
were unfortunately caught in it.
What would you like to use for that?
I suppose the question is, I would have to get them to agree to let me know.
Oh, they will, yeah.
All right. Well, then I suppose a study might make sense.
Okay.
They lead me to someone who's perhaps already been afflicted by it.
Yeah. I'm gonna say that's risky.
It'll be worth the risk to find out. Wait, little medical exam.
They guide you into a back room where there are several afflicted witches.
Well, at least shall approach one and begin to look them over with a very intent gaze, studying their symptoms and just waiting with a very slow dice.
Yeah,
which I
sorry.
already saw the result, but I'm
Oh.
trying to be dramatic here.
Hang on. It grabbed the wrong browser window. There it goes. Oh, okay.
Nice.
Alright, that's a complete success. And this was risky. I think when you first begin getting close to the victims, you see that this red, it almost looks like red mercury, and it starts to come out of their pores and move toward you. So it looks like they might just have taken so much in that it's fully affecting them, and there's still enough left over that it's sort of seeking out more power to absorb. But it doesn't have the strength to make its way over to you without you touching it directly. So it's just pooling up on the surface and then making these sort of bubbles that look like they're being pulled as if by gravity toward you, but they're just sort of bubbling up on the surface like you're a magnet, and they're trying to get to you. But there's not enough for them to make the leap. And the rest of the exiled tell you that when they get it this bad, they have to let it work out of their system, and they don't let them come in contact with other witches because the contagion spreads. And considering how bad it is, it could take several months for them to regain any ability to do magic.
Wow.
They've had it happen before, but never to this many people all at once.
This is quite serious.
Do they know what it is? Like what the red stuff is? Do they have an idea of what it is?
They know that it's something that the Order has known about and been using for centuries, but somehow recently they seem to have come into a larger amount of it and been able to weaponize it more effectively than they had before. So it's written about, it was spoken about in hushed tones, but it seems to have increased significantly in the last year or so.
So I have crafting tools and magical components. Can I just like take out a little vial and grab some of the ooze and kind of like take it to study or do something with later?
Yeah, I think you could absolutely give that an attempt.
Could I do psychometry assist on it as well?
Ooh, yeah, I would say you would, if you did psychometry on it, it would infect you automatically, but you could try, yeah, as long as you were willing to deal with the effects.
Don't risk it, friend.
We just got you that ink. We want to see you use it before you lose your magic powers.
So, as Aelwyn, do you want to make that roll? Or a roll
Yeah,
on
let's see.
that? To
Yeah, I guess that
collect
would be
some?
like a study roll because
Okay.
I'm wanting to study it. Otherwise, I'm not sure what I would have to do to like, or maybe finesse it into the
Ooh,
vial.
yeah, I like that. I think that
Let's-
makes sense. I'd say finesse, it's gonna be risky standard effect.
All right, I'm gonna spend 2 willpower to get myself an extra die just because I don't normally. I
Okay.
have only 1 normally, so
Okay.
I would like some of this ooze, okay?
Okay. And that is. Oh
Oh
no!
no, I'm not good at
Okay.
collecting ooze. Yara's
Um
too squeamish.
I so I think this is risky. So you don't have basically you get close to someone, the liquid leaps toward your vial and you go to catch it, but you sort of overcorrect and it splashes onto your hand and immediately starts absorbing into your skin. You lose one essence, but there's another victim that sort of reached out toward you for assistance, from behind, and you weren't aware of them doing it. And they're going to infect you as well, and that's going to drop 3 essence. You can resist if you'd like.
I will try to resist.
Okay. That would be, I would say that would be an insight resist.
Okay. Which isn't too bad. My insight isn't horrible.
Good.
Oh, I forgot to do the resist
Oh,
roll,
that's
but
okay.
hey, it's a 6, so.
Sweet. All right, that costs you no essence, or sorry, no willpower, and you avoid it entirely. So the bubble of red liquid, the large bubble that has collected on his hand, is attracted to you, but you duck roll to the side, and it splashes helplessly against the wall, and then starts running to the nearest witch.
Well.
As long as you stay, 3 feet or so back from it, it doesn't come
Yeah.
toward you. Though you notice that as you get closer to it, it starts to sort of redirect itself in your direction.
Well, can I just spend an essence and alacrity back pretty far?
Yeah, you can alacrity back. I won't have you spend an essence to do that.
Okay. I was
Yep.
like, I have plenty to spend.
Yeah. All right. Yep. You get out of the way, and yeah, you're no longer in any danger. But yeah, you don't have any in your vial.
It's like, oh, I don't want this to touch my hooves at all.
Yeah.
Don't ruin my poor hoovies. I just got these reshoot, okay?
Yeah, it's like the witch equivalent of a leper colony in here. They don't seem hurt, but they look completely helpless.
Oh.
They're covered head to toe with bandages. The stuff just keeps seeping out of it, and then back into their skin. Yeah. They tell you they've only ever had to, like, quarantine one person at a time with stuff like this before. Never, 8 people like they have now.
So we need to figure out what this agent is ASAP.
Somebody in chat wants me to have a unibrow.
Just do a halo brow.
What's that?
You connected over the top.
Liston?
I think you look quite smashing with a spiked brow, darling.
Yeah.
I feel like you could pull off like the band look as well, but I don't know if that has some kind of like appropriation stuff. It's a cool look. Very. I think Charlize Theron did it in Mad Max. Just very punchy.
Yeah, she was awesome in that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so back to the Covenstead for drawing down the moon.
Yeah.
Seems like a sensible idea.
All right. Who wants to do drawing down the moon today?
I did last time.
I haven't done it in a minute. I can do it.
Okay.
And so Yarrow's all actually excited this time. She's like, let's do it in the graveyard.
Nice.
So yeah, I guess we're all in the graveyard. And then this time Yarrow's gonna be a little different. And she's gonna strike her hoof on one of the tombstones to try to get a little flint started and makes a little bonfire that we can all sit around and and soak up the moon's energy. It's
Nice.
like this time we're kumbayan, okay? We need to relax.
Awesome.
And then
That's 2 dice DDTM.
Yep.
Thank you, Dak Sasso, for joining us.
oh, I am bad if it's not with my horns, apparently. It's like this is what I get for not drawing down that moon with my horns.
Oh, well. That is 2
Mm.
essence and 1 willpower.
Well, luckily, I didn't really spend that much that session anyway, so like we stored.
Mostly that was
Oh,
Elise that did that.
Once I had the highest essence. Usually, I hardly spend any, and everyone else is almost topped out by the end of the session.
Yeah, I'm more of a brawler, and Elise is the talker. So
Yeah.
But today, she's just playing the helping saint.
Very. So everybody gets 2 downtime actions. And you now
I
have
still have a leftover one from last time too.
and you still have all of the rituals that they taught you that you all quickly learn.
So do we all have to spend a downtime action to upgrade the coven, or is it just one person?
Upgrading the coven doesn't cost any downtime actions.
Okay. Well, then we should do that.
Oh, you mean to cast that
Yeah, to go from
gotcha.
tier 2 to tier 3.
Uh let me remember, but I'm pretty sure once you meet the requirements, which you do, then yeah, there's no roll needed. So
Sweet.
No
poof,
fanfare, but just
So we can be tier 3 now?
your coven is tier 3 now.
Woohoo!
Um and
wow.
you notice that your power you seem to be running up against your coven is sort of draining all the magic energy out of the area, and you sort of feel it recovering from whenever you guys do big rituals. You need another source of power here to be able to grow further, like a patron spirit or possibly some kind of massive magical battery. Um, but yeah, something to grow any further than tier 3.
So I had an idea about a patron that I thought you guys might be interested in.
Ooh,
Um,
bit chaotic.
so we've been playing around with all these mushroom things lately, and we have this big giant mycelial network basically that has created itself in the basement with all the bioluminescent mushrooms. What if we have a patron spirit that is basically a giant mycelial network kind of situation?
Mm.
I love that. I can have a little mushroom growing on my antlers all.
Well, if I'm
It's
feeling
unlikely to
particularly
grow
evil, then it branches into the cordyceps territory.
Yeah, absolutely. Like we could have like as benefits, being able to gather information a little bit easier since it's so far reaching,
Mhm.
and maybe, poisons or something like that could, be easier for us so that we can do all kind of fun stuff.
we
Yeah.
find a way to leak the spores into certain places and they start leeching off of our enemies.
Oh, you know what? Could the cordyceps even be like a thing of like before we completely like trauma out and pass out to like get us to maybe like a safe place?
Hmm.
So like we're
Yeah.
gonna pass out and like it's like okay, like rather than in the middle of the action, it's like I can find a nice like alley to pass the heck out in.
Yeah, that could be really interesting. Like, let you
Like we have
take
to go find them after, but like we could
yeah,
just be
like
like, well,
let you
we know they're
take
not
one
completely
free
in like a bunch of different pieces. Like
free action after you trauma out from mushroom mind
Mushroom
control.
cocoon.
Oh yes, I want mushroom beds.
Really interesting. Yeah, of mushroom beds.
It's like the recovery chamber for the Mandalorians and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
But out of mushrooms.
I like that a lot. I like that idea, especially because we already have some around. And we made a point of like, you're right. We have like 2 different colonies of like mushroom-esque people. So I think we have a thing for mushrooms already.
And they're so useful.
Yeah.
Well, is
And-
that going to be one of our coven things too? Shroomies.
We're
We're brutal,
all just,
strange,
like,
and shroomies.
stoned all the time.
Oh,
Arson, strange, and shrooms.
speaking of that, now that you have 4 points in reputation, gain an extra 2 dots of reputation as well.
Okay.
No dots of fate. And now that you have 4 reputation, you should have 5 lores instead of 3.
Oh.
So, or is it? I'm trying to remember if it's reputation +1 or if it's coven tier +1. I think it's coven tier +1. So you should have 1 more now. So your current lores are strange, brutal, and ambitious.
Well, I don't think we can take subtle.
No, we are not.
If you want to be, well, strange is already kind of associated with mushrooms, but if you wanted to do, like mysterious or, there are a lot of things that aren't on that list that you could absolutely have. Thank you for the follow, Pinberly. I missed you a moment ago when you followed. And Purple Rain 816. Oh, and Rebecca Dementia finally followed us. We've seen you in chat. Thank you so much.
What's a word for, like, having your fingers in everything?
Besides
Ooh.
ambitious.
Yeah.
The...
Diversified.
Yeah, we're diverse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Omnipresent.
Mm.
It's a little more intimidating than diverse.
Should we fully embrace chaotic and just we are just brutal, strange, and chaotic? Because then when I mess up every session, we have a reason we can get some XP for it.
True.
Yeah, I kind of do feel like we're pretty chaotic. It's yeah, we never really know what we're gonna do.
We're
But
chaos
it's always crazy.
Ooh, speaking of chaotic, I'm gonna roll a 1 fortune die.
Oh no.
And
What?
Why?
Always the-
I will tell
What
you
are you
based
doing?
on what it ends up being.
Oh no.
Oh no, it's a good result. I don't know if that is good.
Hey! Okay. Toby, one of the kids that you rescued, when you guys come back, they come and they run up and they hug Elise. And
not happy about it, but they
He's
still
got a
do.
mushroom growing out of his head.
I was just gonna say, he's got a little spore, like.
no, he tugs on your sleeve and looks up at you and says, "I recognize that smell."
Smith.
What?
What
What
smell?
smell?
What do you smell? Kids say the darndest things.
He
They
can't
do.
put his
I mean,
finger
okay.
on the specifics, but it's maybe a perfume.
Mm,
The
Toby
only
smells parents.
That was a weird noise.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's how you get some real good rewards. Returning children.
we go
Yeah.
to the exile, save them from the order, and the next day we go to the exile and present them with the
Look
witch
what we
they've been
found!
hunting
This
for ages.
child.
The next day, their children.
Yeah.
Gonna love us.
You you think based on the people that you came in contact with, it's probably Ravina that they're smelling on you.
Do they look like Ravina in any way?
Yeah, they both have pretty strong, thick eyebrows. They both kind of have the same frame to them, and eye color.
Well, she's our expert coven person now,
She
so she's
is.
definitely gonna be over.
Well, we might have to return a child. I'm
Then you'll be
sorry,
down to
Elise.
10.
Well, it'll be a good trade, certainly, to
Yeah.
further cement ourselves as the savior of these.
Maybe that should be our thing. We're saints. We're very saintly.
Ooh.
Yeah, we
Saintly.
certainly make it look like
Deceptive?
We're very
do like
Catholic
deceptive.
then, eh?
Yeah.
Decepticons.
I do like deceptive as a
Mhm.
idea.
Yeah.
We do a lot of deceptive things.
Or try to.
Yeah.
Usually it's Elise that pulls them off. But you all try. And trying is what's important.
I mean, Seth convinced a whole bunch of nuns that she was Jesus.
That's true.
So I feel like that's pretty deceptive
Mhm.
at the
That is
highest
pretty
level.
deceptive. Yes.
Even
It's-
though she only shapeshifted into Ewan McGregor.
Well, that's not
Best
so
version.
complicated, stupid.
We just
You
all
would
have really
make,
bad eyesight.
Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Yeah,
It's like the memes you see of like the little like Italian grandma or just like they have a picture of Ewan McGregor up and it's like they don't know.
My mom did that actually. She posted a meme of Ewan McGregor as Jesus, and I didn't have the heart to tell her.
yeah.
Oh,
I was like, nope, not doing it.
that's
was
cute
like-
though. It's really fun. It's great for anyone who does know, and it's just silly for anyone who doesn't know.
Like the meme where it's like his face, only true followers will share it. And
That's
my
the
mom,
one. That
my
was the
mom
one she
shared
did.
it.
Yep.
I was like,
Yeah.
oh, mom.
Okay, who wants to do downtime actions? Now that you're tier 3. You're as powerful as other tier 3 factions that I can't think
Can we
of.
all be in agreement on deceptive? So I can put
Yeah.
it in here.
Yes, I like deceptive.
Yeah, because you guys aren't always chaotic,
Hmm.
but I think you're at least deceptive like almost once every session.
Yeah, I
usually
think
lying
deceptive
to
works.
some.
Like Yarrow and I kind of lapse into the other category with the reckless trait that
Yeah.
we have, but like I think deceptive hits all of us more than the other one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
It also
try to
works-
be sneaky, but
Deceptive also works with the mushroom thing because mushrooms, the little part of the mushroom that we see is just the tiny, tiny tip of, this huge network underneath.
Yeah. Today I learned that Paul Stamets from Discovery is actually based on a real scientist who does work with mushrooms and is still alive and still
Ooh.
working with mushrooms. And he's
Oh.
named Paul Stamets as well.
Nice.
So
I
that
thought you were
just-
just gonna say Paul Stamets is actually a mushroom.
That would be pretty sweet. We need to get the actor that plays Paul Stamets to be in our game. Because he does D&D streaming. So
Fingers crossed.
a lot of the Discovery people do.
Mm-hmm.
You just have to say his name enough times in a row, and maybe it'll
Yeah.
Beetlejuice him into chat.
We all have to say it at once, and if we can say it in unison and it comes through on stream in unison, he will show up.
But we should probably name the actor, not the character.
Yeah.
Talking about Paul Stamets.
Yeah.
Damn it.
And then we'd actually get the real scientist, Paul Stamets. That would be cool
That'd
too, I
be cool,
guess.
too.
Yeah.
It'd be more interesting, if anything.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, downtime actions. Is
yeah.
that what you said?
Fill some clocks.
Yeah. Oh, I want to work on my power word die.
Okay. Focus roll.
Yeah, I think that's.
The Alpha Eidolon says, "Hi, I'm Paul." Hi, Paul.
Hi, Paul.
All right.
Oh, nice. Oh, I forgot to make it a fortune roll though.
That's okay. Awesome. That is 3 ticks.
Oh, that's
Sweet.
only 2 left.
Nice. Yeah, crit would have filled it.
Well, that drops me down to 2 downtime actions. Can I just roll again and see if I
Yeah,
can fill it?
absolutely.
Okay. This time I'll actually hit the right. Oh, 1 tick. Oh. Well, okay. Well, we saw it. We saw it. That's what I get for being all trying to be fancy there.
Hey, at least you didn't roll a 1. Or
Right.
both ones.
Oh no.
Yeah. That would have been bad times. So what do you need 2 more ticks on that?
Only 1 now.
Well, then you're guaranteed to get it.
Oh,
If
the
you do
next
your
time. Yeah, for my last downtime action, I was like, I'm trying to think. I was like, did I want anything else? I was thinking about crafting something, but no, I think we should just go ahead and get my power word die. I just want to look at
Yeah.
somebody and say die. That's all.
Yeah.
Oh, see, look, now I could have used that last roll. Well, watch out. Now I have 4 power words, okay?
Wow. All right.
And by watch out, you mean we should watch out.
Yeah, or like not watch out, but listen out or
Yeah.
cover your ears.
Cover your ears. I always thought it was funny that in D&D they call it power word kill, but it doesn't make you kill someone, it makes you die. So I made sure that it's power word die, not power word kill. Because power word kill
Really?
sounds like you would say kill, and then that person would turn around and go kill somebody. That's what Elise does to people. Power word kill for me.
Maybe next time I'll craft some really fancy earplugs for everybody to wear my power
Nice.
words.
Oh yeah, you could actually do that as a
Children.
charm.
Yeah.
That would be really good, yeah.
Just get some of those luminescent mushrooms in the basement.
At the very least, get them for Hollis and Seth, because Elise seems to have a good track record of resisting.
True.
I think that comes from
good enough.
having an insane resolve resist. I think you roll 5 dice for your resolve resists.
Yes, because I have the bonus
Exactly.
from Elder Touch Soul.
Nice.
Yeah.
Wow.
So she tends to do
Which means-
extremely well.
Technically, if I critted it, I could redirect it and focus it at a target as well.
Oh, that's true. Who wants to go next?
I have to bring up the action, so I'm just pulling up.
Okay. Ooh. Fancy. I wish I could show that in our little dice rolling window. Everybody. Yeah, with our bot, you can type exclamation point downtime, and it'll give you a list of all the downtime actions. I always forget about that. Although I've just noticed they're a little off. They're not. The columns don't quite line up properly. That's weird.
Is my helping the mushrooms get their faction, is that like perform a service?
No, but if you wanted to do it as a perform a service, you could.
What did I do it as last time? Just like a long-term project?
Yeah.
Okay.
Um, to increase our standing with them, could I
Ooh.
do essentially a perform service for that horseshoe blood thing I was talking about before with the horseshoe crabs to help with them heal?
You don't need to, darling. I healed them all.
I
Yeah.
guess so. Yeah, you did heal them all. Never mind.
You could
My
do
mistake.
some. How about this? You do a research and like see if you can do something with your blood that helps with the
Oh
magical
yeah, could I
poisoning.
do some kind of research experiment, maybe potentially with my blood and something that maybe like a tiny portion of whatever the goo that Yarrow took?
Yeah. Yeah,
See if there's
plus
some
you
kind
can
of antigen we can make.
you can go back and forth between their so yeah, I cuz Yara wasn't able to collect any. But yeah, that sounds great.
Okay.
So yeah, if you want to find a link between them and see if there's like a link between them, I would say that would be like 4 o'clock. If you wanted to find a cure, then that would be like an 8 o'clock.
I think I'd be more partial to go to the 8 o'clock.
Okay.
So
Can we help with other people's downtime
Yeah,
actions?
absolutely. Yeah, you can join someone else's long-term project as long as they are willing to let you assist them. And you can also gain an extra die from doing stuff in your own workshop.
right, because there is. We have a shifter workshop now, so just imagine there's a bunch of tubes and vials, and like my blood's getting drained.
Yeah. Yep. And you're using your vital form.
So I'm not too. I haven't done a performance service or research action, I think, yet, other than an artifact. So what would I need to do in order to do this properly for progress?
You get to choose. I would say since you're going to be doing a lot of shape-shifting and trying to find the right kind of blood and everything, maybe a focus roll. Yeah, I think that would make sense.
Yeah, I think so too. So it's just kind of trial and error, seeing what works.
Oh,
Oh wait, do we have to do it for down.
oh, it's okay.
I can do exclamation mark.
It's okay.
It's with the F for
That's
fortune.
going to be 2 ticks.
2 ticks.
Yep.
And I'll just use my other downtime action on that as well, because I don't have anything else I want to do, since we still have to discuss the parameters of the portal stuff.
Okay. Did you
So exclamation mark 2 and then F, I guess, this time?
add the extra die for the workshop?
Oh, no, I didn't. Okay.
So you can roll an extra die, and then you can roll
Sorry.
3 dice for the next one. That's okay. And these are fortune rolls. So on the first one, you've got a 2, a 5, and whatever you roll on the next die. So you can roll 1 more die fortune roll.
1 more?
Yep. If you get a 6, it'll increase your ticks by 1.
Ooh.
Wow.
You said it, and there it is.
Nice.
How
Okay.
perfect.
So in that case, you can add 3 ticks to your clock.
3 ticks instead of the 2, or 3 ticks on top of those 2?
3 ticks on top of those 2.
Okay.
So a total of 5.
Woohoo.
Awesome.
Thank you. Sorry for
That's okay.
beansing that. Thank you for explaining it to me. You think I'd know by now.
Yeah, using your workshop or a NPC is always a good way to get an extra die on downtime actions. All right,
I
Anya?
wanted to help with that one.
Okay.
I had an idea that between all of us, we might be able to figure out a way to do it. That if we take a deceased witch's body and we either put a spirit in it, like reanimate it, and send it in, if we put enough of our essence or our blood or something into it so that it seems more alive than it is, if all of the red goo, since it wants to be in a more powerful witch, would suck into this dead body, and then we could just dispose of that body afterward.
Cool.
And then, after a while, enough of it would come off of these live witches that maybe it wouldn't be a problem.
It's the deception already coming in.
So that sounds like maybe a focus roll as well.
Yeah.
Mm.
Do I need to do it as a fortune roll or just as a focus roll?
Fortune roll. Focus fortune roll. Thank
Focus fortune.
you,
Okay.
Undead Poetess. Thank you so much for coming in the first time chat.
Yeah, have a good night.
Okay. That's gonna give you 2 ticks on that clock. You are 7 out of 8 toward finding your cure, if I remember right.
And then for the other downtime action, I wanted to help with the long-term project Mushroom Faction and do a
Okay.
roll for that.
Okay. Awesome.
And I can't remember what I was rolling for that.
I think it was probably something social, or though I really, yeah, I don't remember.
Um, Maybe I do another focus roll to help them like magically expand this time.
Okay. Inoculating more land.
Yeah.
Cool.
And that's also fortune.
Yep.
Okay.
All right. That's
So
2 ticks on that
a little
clock.
bit better. 2 ticks? Okay.
Yep.
So I am 7 out of 10.
Awesome. And Elise.
Yes. Well, I have a project that is almost finished.
Awesome.
So I figured we can attempt to finish off a little bit of studying on that red stone. Especially seeing as how it seems even more pertinent now.
Okay.
But 4 out of 6 ticks on that. So I thought perhaps I could take the time to leaf through our library, perhaps work with Quinn
Okay.
to
Yeah,
help
that makes sense.
figure out what exactly these are. Obviously, we've already spent a bit of time doing it, but perhaps we'll make a breakthrough today.
You're 1 away?
We are 2 away.
2 away. Okay.
It does seem likely that we'll. Maybe I'll roll very poorly. But I suppose we would have to determine which row that would be first.
Your choice. Probably study. Plus 1 die
I-
for.
All right. Well, let's see. That's a fortune row?
Yep.
All right. Well, let us see how well Quinn and I figured out which is going.
Ooh. Big dice. Okay. A 6. That is going to give you 3 ticks. That
Perfect. Now
fills
we're at
that
7
clock.
out of 6.
You hear the sound of jangling spurs. And Hollis, you sense a presence on your island. Do you guys want to, Elise or Morningstar, do you want to describe what you guys see as you finish up your research?
Yes, I think I shall. Once we have finished up the research, the timely arrival of a gentleman in a little bit of a rundown with an outfit. He's got some rough skin. He's wearing a Stetson. He's riding a horse somehow on our island. And it's dear Levi Blackhorn riding in on his horse Thunder, who of course can fly, so
Yeah.
able to ride a horse to an island makes sense. And what a welcome sight, his handsome faces. I suppose he's just come from
Twin
the-
Pines.
from the south, from Twin Pines, yes.
Awesome. Yeah, make sure to check out our YouTube channel. I posted the link there. You can find the 4-episode, the 4-part Twin Pines adventure there, and you can learn all about Levi and the rest of that coven, which
He was bloody good fun to play.
it was. I had such a good time running that. Got to get all my like Twin Peaks, X-Files, stuff out, and still be in the Children of Midnight Coven world. So yeah, that was a ton of fun, and I feel like by the end of that, you all were fully in character, and you all really knew where you were going and what you were doing. It was really, really cool. So yeah.
And Miss Lana.
So please, if you have not yet, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. We are extremely close to being able to get our vanity URL so we can be youtube.com/balsamic games. Right now we have a crazy long numbers and letters URL. So please help us. Thank you so much. Yeah, we are winding down with downtime actions. Oh, thank you for the disco. Winding down with downtime actions. They did complete their undertaking for the night, and figuring out what we're going to do next time. Oh yeah, there's also the Victorian Vampires series, which was a ton of fun. I got to be a player on that one. So.
And Dahlia was quite brutal.
Yeah. And Anya was an amazing GM for that one.
It was phenomenal. And I did have marvelous times once more.
So did chat. They had a marvelous time with you as Francois too.
Going to have to bring him back someday just to seduce more people.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Was that all of Elisa's downtime actions as well? Oh, okay.
I'm not sure what to do with the other one. I might do real
Okay.
just try to do it without a bit of shaking. That's projecting. That's the person's project.
Okay.
I'm lost in my down. I would want to watch now. I don't know that.
No roll needed. Yeah, you just get 1 point.
Do I get 2 fingers little word?
You do. Yep. And then you all have 1 Fey Fruit from your rewards earlier. So that Fey Fruit can be turned in for an extra downtime action as well. Anybody low on willpower or essence?
No.
Wow, nice.
So how many figures do you get in total from them?
1 each, 4 total.
Okay.
Wait a sec. I have a total installed on me.
Ooh, you sure do. You can make a
Yeah, I got it back. What's his name?
yeah.
House of the Ram.
You can make a 1-die fortune roll.
Okay.
Actually, no. I think we were. Does it say whether it's what tier of artifact it is?
Oh no. I have it physically written down in my notes, so I don't have any kind of specs for it.
Mark it down as tier 3
Tier 3. Okay.
and roll 2 dice fortune roll.
2 dice. Okay. For anyone in chat who doesn't know what that is an artifact that can increase the kind of goodies and treasures we can pick up.
And with a roll of 6, it has increased it. When you peel back the fruit, the skin of your fave fruit, you find it was a twin fruit.
Oh, it's like when you crack open the egg and there's 2 yolks.
Yep.
2 yolks inside. They're buddies.
Now kiss.
Oh, the Mike Tyson picture with the pigeons. Now Keith.
Now kiss.
Batman loves his pigeons.
Mm-hmm.
That Solomon's Pentacle did bite you in the butt one time, if I remember right. You rolled a 1, and
Yeah, and it's like, oh, you have half a fruit.
yeah, rotted your fruit.
It's good though. I still like having it.
Yeah.
It was very nice that he decided to give that back to me. He could have just kept that on his own.
You could have.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. Since everybody has been so good all night and not used the arson thing, I'm going to give everybody.
There was no arson.
Yeah, I'm gonna give you the arson one for free.
Ta-da.
Ooh.
Arson
It's so
for everyone.
beautiful.
That's me playing around in After Effects, but
It was my idea.
yeah, it was Anya's idea. So
Great.
Now we need
This
to
is why
start
you're the
setting
dream
things on
team.
fire again.
well, I think we are going to hop offline to do our XP for the Coven and get some advancement. Anya, did you ever talk about your add-on that you got for your
I haven't gotten it yet.
Oh, you haven't gotten it yet. Okay, so that might happen tonight.
Maybe.
Awesome. Okay. Well, let everybody know where they can find us on social media and whatnot. We'll start with Morningstar.
Hello, darlings. Well, if you would like to find me on social media, you can find me at the Cytherian on Facebook or the _ Cytherian on Twitter and Instagram. And we like to upload rather cleverly refined photo sets with a focus on fashion, touch, and sexuality. And they're edited by the marvelous Megan, who will likely have a little bit of a...
All right, Megan.
What would you call it, darling? A teaser, a taste, an announcement to give?
Little morsel.
A morsel.
I guess that's me now. Well, like they said, I'm Megan, the editor and photographer for the Morningstar content. We post every Friday. We're working into doing smaller releases and changing up our posting schedule, but we're still going to be posting on Fridays. And I have made the channel. We're going to be having something for not deleted scenes, but behind the scenes, editing tutorials, quirky, fun edits, and hopefully some things for art and advertisements for Nightsky Sanctum eventually. So I won't post the links or anything yet because there's nothing there. I don't want to guide you somewhere where it's empty. But hopefully we get that underway over the weekend. And potentially next week we might have some content.
We
Nice.
love content. All right.
Took me long enough, like 6 weeks of like, it's coming, it's coming.
Wow.
Darling, it was much more than 6 weeks.
Zelwyn?
I am a Zailwyn, and you can find me literally everywhere at a Zailwyn. And I noticed some people in chat saying stuff about my makeup, and you can find a ton of looks on my Instagram under the same name there. I'm trying to get back onto a good study for streaming on here on Twitch under the same name, and under TikTok it's under Goddess Zailwyn, and we're always up to something creative and interesting. So just follow us if you like chaos and chaotic schedule.
Awesome. Anya?
Yeah, I'm Anya. You can find me on Instagram at Menagerines. You can find me on Twitter at Anya T. Moore, though I very rarely ever actually post anything on Twitter. I do lurk on Twitter though. So yeah. Um, and I'll let Gavin tell you about all of our other Balsamic Moon game things because they have ran right out of my brain.
Well, you can also catch Anya on Fridays playing
Yes.
Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, her first 3D action game of any kind.
It's very entertaining.
She's doing so well. You would not. I can't believe people in chat don't. I can't believe they don't think I'm playing for her or something, because she is doing so well. She busted through more than 4 temples and got her first horse in under 3 sessions, so less than 6 hours of playing.
I feel like it took me longer to register that horse than it did to catch that.
It did. That horse had a.
After you try to line up with the stable master.
That was so bad.
Oh, Azalwin, do we have a special movie night this weekend?
Yes, we do actually. We're gonna have a fun screening of Deadly Dealings, which is an indie film, and it's very wonderfully gay in the best of ways and very sparkly, and I cannot wait because we are going to be one of the first groups to actually view it and give some feedback on it.
Awesome. Yeah, so make sure you are in our Discord. I'll post a link to that real quick. Join our Discord, and you can join us for movie night this weekend. We will do that
Probably Sunday this week.
Sunday this week. Yeah, that's right. We've got stuff going on Saturday.
Yeah.
Yep. So Sunday night this week, Sunday probably at 8 is when we like to do it Eastern time. So awesome. Yeah, we look forward to that. And yeah, Anya and I are the co-authors that wrote Children of Midnight Coven. Right now it's a quick start that's free at quickstart.childrenofmidnight.com. And we're working on a manuscript for the full version of the game, which we kind of got into some of those full version things tonight that aren't in the quick start book, like the high tier items. And as the characters get up to this high tier, they're going to be far expanding outside of the realm of the quick start. But if you've been with us for a while or watched our videos on YouTube, we have over 30 Nightsky Sanctum videos, so they have been playing this campaign for a good long while to get outside, and that's just now getting outside of the free quick start. So pretty awesome stuff. So yeah, please go pick that up. Thank you all so much for being here, and we look forward to seeing you again. I will, now that everything is getting settled and we're finally about to get our air conditioner fixed, I will be looking into starting up the GMing from the ground up again. Probably not tomorrow, but next Wednesday. And then we'll look into getting the playtest for our Wandering Age game set up, which is a tabletop role-playing game that was designed to be played inside of Animal Crossing. Is that a weird mouthful or what? But it can be played, it can also be played at a tabletop without Animal Crossing. So yeah, we'll be playtesting that probably within the next couple of weeks. So thank you all so much. Oh, hello, Bird. And
Come to say my farewell.
and we'll see you all again in 1 week or less. Have a good night.
Bye, darlings.